Hi guys, welcome back to my channel for another video. If you're new here, my name's Macy. If you're not new here, my name's still Macy. So I've been having a lot of new subscribers who go to my school. They go to Northwestern California University School of Law. It's a mouthful, I know. So I thought it would be fun if I do a very in-depth video of what it's like to go to my school, what it's like to go to an online law school, because there's not very many of them. I live in California, and I believe California was like the only state where you could go to a non-accredited school and still take the bar. But in September, sometime in the fall, there were 3 online schools that became accredited, and I researched 2 of them. I don't even know the other 2's names. I don't remember them, honestly. But I compared my school to one of the other ones. My school was a lot cheaper, and it had just tons of really amazing reviews. So that's ultimately why I decided on that school. And so far, I think it's been worth more than every single penny I have spent. Like, my tuition is less than $4,000 a year for 4 years. That's $16,000. Regular law school is $20,000 plus for 1 year. So it's super awesome because I'm basically debt-free by the time I graduate. So, also, here's my shirt. A friend made it for me, and I wanted to do a giveaway of one. So I really wanted to do a giveaway of one, but I know I have a lot of men who also watch my videos. So, I mean, I could change it to say a man's place is in the courtroom, but I feel like it doesn't make as much sense. So I tried to figure something out. I'll give away a t-shirt. You can pick your color, obviously the size, and what you want it to say. So to win, all you have to do is 1, be subscribed to my channel, and then 2, leave me a comment down below of what year you are, or whether you are a prospective student or if you have already graduated. Let me know where you are in your law school journey, and then also leave like your Instagram handle or your email in your comments so that way I know how to contact you if you win. And now we're gonna get to work. So as a first-year law student at my school, you take 4 classes your first year. So you take intro to law, like writing and research is what it is. So they go over like the basics of law school, like to get you transitioned into it. And then as you get farther into the class, they'll teach you how to like write and research as a lawyer. And then you take torts, which is basically civil law, contracts, and criminal law. So you have 4 classes. And how I have done mine is I color code them. So I have a color for each class. So for each class, and I shared another video about this a little bit, each class I have a folder. I got all of these folders in a 10-pack from Walmart. They came with a bunch of other colors too. And then I got these little labels from Dollar Tree, and I just labeled what class it is for each one. So I don't have anything in these right now because I don't have a printer yet. And honestly, I don't need these, but it is helpful as I get like halfway through the program and be working on my outline and need to print out more notes and that kind of thing. So for each class, I also have a color coordinating notebook. So criminal law is purple, blue is torts, red is contracts, and yellow is intro to law. And basically, how I chose how to color coordinate them is my contracts book is red, so I picked red. My torts book is blue, so I picked blue. So the notebooks I use for notes when I'm watching lectures. So here's a little example of them. Anything important, I like add extra notes or underline it in the color for that class just so it stands out a little bit better. Some of my other classes, like contracts, I put little sticky notes for any like additional information that isn't really pertinent to that lecture, but it's just good to know for the future. So like this, she just has like essay exam notes, or like here, if there's any important definitions that won't be that hard for me to learn, so it's not something that I'm regularly gonna have to be testing myself for, I just stick on little post-it notes. So when you get enrolled, they send you an email after all of your like papers and payment and all of that have been received with your start date. So it has first any like important dates, so your start date and when you have to have all of your finals and all of your work submitted. And then if you scroll down a little bit farther, they give you your like username to log in to it's called eJuris, which is the site that they use where you can access all of the lectures and the syllabi and all of that. And then it just gives you other information that you need. So like registering for the state bar and LexisNexis and all of that. So the first thing that you're going to want to click on when you enroll is this introduction and overview. It just has a lot of like what to expect and how the classes work and all of that. But when you normally log in, this is what your page looks like. So you have a little course for like resources, one for the baby bar exam, which I normally have these two hidden because I don't access them. One thing that I don't like about eJuris is I'm not able to customize the color of each of my classes, which I wish I could. So that way they match my own personal color coordinated ones. When I got my enrollment, the very first thing I did is I read through all the stuff and then I just started playing around on classes. They say to start with Intro to Law first because they'll give you like a brief intro to law school. But then from there, what I did first was I sat down with my planner and I started to write out to-dos for every single day and like deadlines, that kind of thing. There aren't very many deadlines even throughout the course, but my big tip with this is don't plan too far ahead. I would only plan out a week or two because you're still gonna try to learn your groove of what routine works best for you, how much you're able to get done in a day or in a week and all of that. And I made the mistake of one class I planned out 2 months ahead and then it was just kind of a mess. And then this is what I do every single Sunday night is I sit down and I write out everything that I need to get done for each class. And I have talked about this in another video of how I set it up. So each day of the week is dedicated to a specific class. Obviously, I only have 4 classes. So it's Monday through Thursday, and then Friday and Saturday are catch-up days on anything that I didn't finish throughout the week. So I just wanted to sit down with you guys while I plan out my week. So first, I'm going to go into my Intro to Law course. And every class will have the same layout. So you have your syllabus, classes and lectures, Cali lessons, which I haven't even gotten into yet. It's not recommended until maybe like the 8th week. And I'm just starting my 8th week, so I have not gotten there yet. Your Clancy's Outlaws, which are just recorded outlines, basically, that you can listen to over and over again to help you retain the information. And they also send you the Clancy's Outlaws on a thumb drive, so that way you can listen to it like on your phone or in the car or whatever. There's a link to submit your assignments. So one thing about this school is every class you have a certain number of case briefs that you have to submit. So when you submit an assignment, whether it's case briefs or the definitions assignment, you have to submit that same type of assignment for every single class together. So if I'm done with my case briefs and I'm going to submit them, I have to submit case briefs for Intro to Law, case briefs for contracts, case briefs for torts, and case briefs for criminal law all together. And then this bottom one is to check your VAE. I don't remember what VAE stands for, but basically it's the hours of engagement with the curriculum on here. So when you're watching lectures, it will record your time, and that goes towards your VAE, and you have to have like 60 hours per class or something, which seems like a lot, but it is very doable. So I'll get into that a little bit more later, but here is the syllabus. There's all kinds of different information on the syllabus, so I don't use very many of these links anymore. If I do, it's like the quiz. I used it once. I took the quiz. I don't need it again. The definitions assignment, I only use this link once. It has the whole list of terms that you have to provide definitions for and a little bit more about that assignment. I don't come back to this anymore because I just copied and pasted this into a Word document, so that way I don't have to keep clicking back and forth. Case briefs, I don't access this one anymore because I tabbed all of my textbook for the cases that I have to brief, and then also it's included in my study plan. And then you have things like the midterm and the final exam. So then we get down here to our study plan. Months 1 by 2 are broken down even further into weeks. As you get farther into it, it's strictly just months. It's like read 300 pages of this chapter during this month. So I'm on week 8, so we're gonna go to month 2. I'm 52% done with it. I haven't updated any of this yet. So this was what I was talking about with the folders. I have not felt the need yet to print out my study plan because I can just click this box and check things off as I complete them, although it would be nice to have it printed out, so if I'm in the middle of working on something, I don't have to continuously click back to the syllabi in order to check something off. So yeah, if you have time this week, set up your Kali account and try a Kali lesson. I have not gotten that far yet, so I'm not going to be discussing that at all. Here is what I'm planning out in my planner. And what I have learned for the definitions assignment is, for me personally, they suggest you complete 25 definitions per week, so it takes you about a month to finish it. But it says here, complete for all courses at the end of this month or during month 3. So how I have broken it up into is I do 10 to 20 definitions per week, and I have found that it's a lot easier to do it that way because the definitions kind of coincide with how I watch my lectures, which I'll get more into that later too. So you have pre-recorded lectures that you can watch, or you can watch live lectures. The thing with the live lectures though is you could be starting your courses at any time in the year, any month throughout the entire year. So when you're starting, the live lectures probably are not going to be starting from the very basics, very beginning. And they say you are fine to jump straight into the middle of a lecture that is discussing something that is directly in the middle of your textbook. That's fine. You'll start to pick things up as you go. But for me personally, I wanted to start from the beginning. So I have started watching the pre-recorded lectures. That way I can watch them in order. It just helps my brain a little bit better. That way I'm not missing definitions or things that build upon each other. And so those pre-recorded lectures tend to coincide with every 10 to 15 definitions. So that's why I have found it easier. So the first 10 definitions go with video 1. The next 10, so when you get to 20 definitions, that goes with video 2, and so on. That has just worked so much better for my brain. All right, so this is my intro to law class. So I'm using my yellow pen, and I do intro to law on Mondays because my first day of term just happened to fall on Monday, and that's the class that they recommend you start with. So Mondays I dedicate for intro to law. So I need to write down that I'm going to do 10 definitions. One thing they don't include on the suggested study plan, they kind of do. They say complete 1 to 1.5 hours of verified academic engagement this week. That's what the VAE stands for. So that's like watching lectures or doing Kali lessons, that kind of thing. So I like to watch my lectures for that. So I'm going to write down a lecture. And then back up here, I need to read chapter 2 of this book. So I always write down what chapters of reading I need to be doing, and I'm gonna abbreviate it. And then one thing I add to my to-dos is when I have reading like this, I also add in that I need to type up my notes. So as I am reading, I actively highlight, and when I get done highlighting, I don't always do this directly after or I get burnt out, but as a way to kind of review what I've read and the important parts, I then go back and type up anything that I have highlighted. That way I can very easily, concisely just read through the important parts of that textbook, and then it'll be a little bit easier to go back and do my outline. So then here I have some more reading on the blue book. I need to brief this case, Johnson v. I'm assuming it's probably Macintosh, but it's just abbreviated. So I'm just gonna write down brief Johnson. And then I have these 2 LexisNexis modules, which are only about 6 minutes each. So I'm probably just gonna put them side by side. So then I have my tasks written down in my planner so that way I can easily see what I have for each day instead of having to click back and forth between different syllabi. So now I'm gonna go in and write the rest of my task for my other classes. So here's what my planner is looking like, and I made a mistake. I wrote YouTube stuff in red because I'm used to that, and I forgot I changed it to a different color. So that is not supposed to be red, but I always write what week I'm working on. So here I have Intro to Law, Contracts, Criminal Law, and Torts. So now as I'm going it day by day, say I don't brief this case on Monday. Instead of trying to play catch up on Tuesday, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna write it down on Friday, and I'm gonna work on it Friday, between Friday and Saturday. I don't normally write to-dos on Saturday. I'll just write them on Friday and keep working on them on Saturday because there's no checkboxes here and it just gets to be a little bit of a mess. But here's what my calendar is looking like for this week. Back on the homepage, there is a little class box for real-time classes and discussion. So this is where you can watch live classes. I believe they have a schedule of what is what. Yeah, so Mondays at 5 from March to May, this instructor is teaching torts. Tuesday is a class at 6:15 from February to April with this professor. It's Intro to Law. So the classes change fairly often. They're in a good rotation, so different professors will teach different classes. The times will change and all of that. I have not watched a live lecture yet because I'm trying to kind of get caught up to where they are before I get into that. If we go back, there's a tab for discussion boards. And so there's different topics. So this is a first year one where you can introduce yourself when you start. They have a forum just for 1Ls. There's a forum for case briefs. So on this one, what you can do is you can upload a case brief that you have done and submit it on this board before you submit your case briefs as an assignment together. And these professors rotate too. This is the one who's doing it right now. He will give you feedback on your case brief so you can kind of know what is expected of you. And then there's different boards for your different classes. If you have any questions, you can post on there, or you can read through to see if your question has been asked before. Exam writing, multiple choice exam tips, just different things. There are some recordings of prior class sessions down here. Do not watch these, okay? If you click on one of these links, you are not going to get VAE hours if you watch your lectures through here. For some reason, it just does not record them. If you want to watch prior lectures, you are going to go to the class that you want to watch the lecture for. You're going to click this VAE classes and lectures, and then they have all of the previous lectures. So these are current ones, I believe. this class might have just ended. So this is a live class that happens Mondays at 5. And then these are the recordings from that one. If you scroll down farther though, they have other ones from other professors. So I really like to watch Professor Mary's videos. I have yet to watch any other professor's videos because I enjoy her so much. But you know, they all discuss different things. So once I get through her 15 here, I'll move on to someone else's lectures, or I will start watching live lectures of whichever professor is currently teaching that class. So this is kind of nice too, because if there's one professor that you just completely cannot stand to watch their lectures, and they're the one teaching the live class, you can go back and you can watch lectures for that class from another professor. I feel like this is a lot of me just blabbing. I'm just trying to I've had a lot of questions of how the school worked. When I was waiting on my admissions and waiting for my access to this, I just so badly wanted to see what it was like. So there was nothing out there like that. So I think this is very helpful for prospective students or incoming students to be able to get a feel of what it's like. I don't really use any of these tabs on the side. So if you want to check how many hours you have, you can click this little link off to the side. You have to do this individually for each course, and it takes it a little bit to load. So every possible lecture is listed here, and then it has a time off to the side of how much time you have spent on that. If you scroll, let's see. So here I spent an hour and 12 minutes on this lecture. Somehow I spent 3 hours on this one. Not sure if that's right. An hour here. An hour here. So in total right now, I have just about 7 hours of VAE time for this class. Each class is different. They recommend an hour to an hour and a half on some of them are 2 hours per week. But as long as you're hitting a minimum of 1 hour on the lectures themselves, I think you're good, because you will have a lot of time in the second half of your courses to make sure you're getting those hours in. So I'm just finishing up week 7. So I'm pretty well on track, and what this might be is that I was watching a lecture earlier and it probably just hasn't completely updated itself, because I've noticed sometimes if I check it right after I just watched a lecture, it'll only have half of the time for that lecture on there. I think that's pretty well everything that I'm gonna go over on this video. If there's still something I left out that you guys want to see, let me know so I can share it. I hope this video was helpful, and good luck to all of you in your studies. Again, don't forget to enter my giveaway. All you have to do is be subscribed, leave me a comment of where you're at in your law school journey, as well as some method for me to contact you if you are the winner. This is not a requirement, but be sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. That way I know you guys are liking watching my videos, and I will keep making them. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!